of agriculture, the land, the seeds, and the man.
Agricultural survival.
They have represented me with the worst image. But I know without a doubt that it's because of your lack of knowledge. Foresight, they don't have to see distance. That's why they're living in ignorance.
The man.
I Chelasway, I say, any country that use.
Hi, I'm your host tonight on What Matters at the Roundtable. Stanley, West McPherson, September the 11th, 2018. Yes, we're on Pegasus. We're live in the studio. Channel 13. Spectrum TV Cable Network. If you missed tonight live in the studio, you can pick us up. We got a long broadcast Sunday, 7:30 a.m. Yes, and guess what? Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. and Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Friday night, 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Yes, hey, our area code is 607-272-0319. We're live in the studio. You might want to call, or you might want to get in on the discussion tonight. I just want to give shout outs very quickly on those that's taking care of their family, those that's doing everything that they can, hey, to get out of poverty. I applaud you, okay? And Roosevelt S., you take care of your family. That's right. You're doing the right thing. Sunshine, Pimplia, all of those that have children, hey, listen, by all means, do what you need to do. Take care of your family, because ain't nobody gonna take care of your family but you, okay? Kendra, all of you sisters out there, hey, listen, you have to move around and do what you gotta do. I know what it is. Get it done, okay? Because we are trying to get you out of poverty, all right? And that's what this is all about, getting you out of poverty. Also here with me in the studio, live co-host Milton, Webb, and also a special guest in the studio, Amanda. Guest, yes, Kurt. She's here. Kirchgessner. She's here with us live. New York 58 that she's running. Guess what? It's about to happen. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Good. Amanda, we glad to have you here, and you know, we know that sometimes to do these things, people have to see who's here, who's running, and you know, give them an example. You know, it's on you.
What's this all? Well, I'm running for New York State Senate, District 58. That encompasses the city and town of Ithaca, Enfield, Ulysses, Newfield, all of Chemung County, Steuben County, Schuyler County, and Yates counties. It's a big district. And we're challenging the model. Not all that long ago, just up until April, I was a waitress at the State Diner. And we're showing the people here that a waitress from the State Diner belongs in the New York State Senate. We're really trying to bring the needs and issues of working poor people to Albany, because that is totally missing in the conversation. And there's a lot that we could do at the state level to really positively impact the lives of so many struggling families.
Right. Well, that's good.
Well, you know, it's a good thing that you're running, because a lot of people would figure, oh, you have to be over here and over there. Well, you see, you're right from the streets. You're right out there in poverty, right there where it's at, you know, and you know what the struggle is. You know exactly what people are going through. So for these people that's out there that don't believe that, you know, you can do whatever, she's making a difference. So when you go to the polls, vote for Amanda. Because when you're out there, and like I say, you know, you're out there where everybody's at, all right? Where, how could I say, we're the foot people that's out there doing the walk, doing the march or whatever. When people say, well, you know, you can't do this because you have more credentials than a lot of these people that are sitting up here in the Senate, because they don't know what's happening to these people out there.
Right.
Or they know and they don't care.
Right.
That's a big, you know, which is it?
Exactly.
They either don't know or they're ignorant to it, and that's a huge part of the problem. And I want to clarify, like, I'm not in poverty, not
Right.
yet. There by the grace of God go I. But I work very closely, and I recognize how those who are the most impacted and the most in need are the ones who are almost always absent from the conversations.
Right.
And that's what needs to change.
Yes,
That's a
you're
big
right.
part of what needs to change.
Right.
Well, yeah, it definitely needs to change, because right now there's no one listening. No one is getting down, you know, taking, putting the gloves on and getting dirty. You know, they're not like the footmen doing what we are doing. They're getting down and dirty, getting in the trenches and helping people. They're not doing that. They're just sitting on high, you know, and raising their hand, swore to the king, and they doing the opposite. And I don't know why the king ain't do what he need to do. He was supposed to do because people swear to you, you know, and they put the book there quickly, and and you know, and they go on just like it's nothing. But that's not so, because back in the old days, you couldn't do that, okay? You couldn't come to the throne and say anything that was wrong. But now, they say everything that's wrong. You know, they get in office, they do everything. Oh, I'm gonna help you, and when they get in office, they forget all about you.
I mean, typically campaigns they use a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I see where money is helpful to pay for some of the necessary things. You really want to be able to pay some of the necessary people, because it's a lot of work. And my effort, my campaign effort's been entirely volunteer.
Right.
And I'm so proud of that. At this point, you know, we've really been making it work, and we've made it this far. And I think that we really need to open it up to more working people, and we're trying to conceive of models that will help more working people run for elected office, because we need all different kinds of experience in the conversation, especially if we really want to work towards solutions.
Yeah.
Well, you see, that's the whole thing right there. There's a lot of these guys that are getting in office and saying they're going to do these things.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a solution for this, I have a solution for that. But then again, the only solution that they got is putting their hand in the pot, taking the money out. So you see, this is why I say it's good for people like you to run, because you see, you're right there. All right, you're a waitress. You know what these people are doing.
Right.
You know, like when you're sitting there and you're eating a meal, and then all of a sudden you go like, oh, man, I'm pulled out short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody else wouldn't care about that. Oh, well, you can't eat. You know, that's what they'll say. See, these are the people that are in power.
Yeah.
That are trying to do whatever it is that they can to get out. All right? Every now and then, you got to splurge. You got to do something for yourself to make yourself feel good.
Make yourself feel human.
That's right. Well, you see, a lot of people don't look at people like us, people that's in the street, people that don't have no place to live. They don't look at them as human. They look at them as a vote. See, and that's the whole thing right there.
Well,
and you're not looking at it like that.
I'm really, we're challenging the model. I'm challenging the model, because the people who need the most help, the people who are working the hardest right now and have the least, their voices are completely absent in these conversations.
Exactly.
You know, they're lining up at the food pantries because they have no other choices.
Right.
And most of the people, I volunteer in a food pantry. I take food home from the food pantry so I can campaign. You know, it's been very humbling and so beneficial for me to, one, say, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
And then to have a community be supportive. And I'm learning so much from the people who are there.
Right.
You know, I'm meeting people. Most of the people who come through that line are working. They do have jobs.
That's right.
I'm meeting teachers. I'm meeting, construction workers, people who can't make the ends meet.
Exactly.
And it's just unheard of in my mind that people with degrees, people with skills
Right.
would need these services.
That's right.
Well, you see, that all falls down on, when they say a living wage. People don't make a living wage, all right, for their families. Living wage is at a certain point, but then again, they're only giving you living wage for one person.
Yeah.
All right, they're not giving you for a family.
Sure.
All right, and I can understand that. But this is why people are in the lines of the food banks and all of these places. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm in there too now.
Yeah.
All right, and I mean, people don't see it, because they don't have to be there,
Yeah.
so they don't know
Exactly.
what it's like.
And they making food stamp a safety net.
Yeah.
Like, that's that's something to fall back on. That's
Sure.
like, no, people need money. People work 40 hours a week, then you need to pay them.
Yeah.
Okay, 40 hours a week. And it shouldn't be where they got to struggle and work 2 and 3 jobs and be half dead because they pushing 3 and 4 jobs and can't make ends meet, and you want to make the person bowl over to try to live. And I'm like, no, too many people sitting in office and they got it. They rich and they trying to keep the money to the 1% and everybody else is in poverty. And this is what they want to do. So we got to clear office. Got to get all of them out of there, okay? And put some people in there like Amanda, starting off, know the streets, know where we came from. And that's it. There's nothing else to talk about, but get these people out of office. We got to get them out of there because if you don't, this is what they're going to do. They're going to drag you down, and it ain't going to be no United States. This is going to be a poverty state, period.
I mean, we have third world conditions here in Ithaca.
Oh, yeah.
And traveling around the district, people look at Ithaca like it's
Yeah,
something that's really special, like, oh, that's the land of milk and honey.
Thank you.
And it's like, you start breaking it down and you're like, well, yeah, we have low unemployment, but we have one of the highest rates of underemployment in the state of New York. We also have one of the highest costs of living here in Tompkins County. Like, people here are struggling to get by, and they're getting pushed out.
right,
And it shouldn't be that way.
right.
We don't want to, yes, we're welcoming to new people, but I don't think anybody should be displaced in that process.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
But you see, the money's not going to the people. That's the whole thing.
It's-
And then,
not.
you got places here, pipe fitters union, you got all the electric and, the drywall and all of this. And ain't none of these schools here in doing any of these jobs to
Yeah.
when they should be teaching these guys,
That's right.
Sure.
on the job training.
Right.
You got all of these guys coming from out of town just getting paid, all right? But then the money's not staying here. And then the first thing people say is, well, where's the money going? It's going to the people that you got, and they're taking it home.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things we could do at the state level. For one, we can pass legislation that would it would close the prevailing wage loophole, and that would really help out our local union employees. And what this means is that if government money, public funds, our taxpayer dollars, were helping any type of project, the wages paid to the workers on that project would have to be prevailing wages for that area.
Right.
Okay.
So that would really help keep more money local. That's
Okay.
one
Yeah.
thing we can do.
Yeah.
And also requiring that approved apprenticeship programs be a part of any publicly financed or partially publicly financed projects.
Okay.
I mean, this would help expand more opportunities for more people.
All right.
And
Right.
this is a very desirable place to live. And I
Right.
don't just mean Ithaca specifically.
Right.
This region, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It, you travel around any one of these lakes, you start riding a bike through some of these
Yeah.
beautiful mountains and these valleys, and you really just see how much we have to offer.
Okay.
Like, people are going to keep coming here.
Right.
I mean, it's-
Yeah, but you see, those are people that are coming here visiting, all right, and they're not staying because of the simple fact you got so many people out there that don't have a job, that could have a job, but people won't hire them because, well, I don't like the way you look. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't think you'll be a good fit here. We'll give them a chance. Let them prove that they can be a good fit.
Right.
Here.
Sure.
And a lot of that's not happening here. I mean, you got a lot of people that's able to work and it's not working.
Yeah.
You got people living in the jungle, out begging for money. All right. Now some of those people could be working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start outlawing that, and people will get to working because now they have to work.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. But you still got to pay those people to work.
Enough to live.
Enough to live.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the thing. And another thing, housing is so high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this throws a lot of people off. Okay, to where like, oh man, I can't stay there. And then when you go to get help, all right, they're only giving you so much money. All right, you're only getting half of what the rent is. So what are you supposed to do for the other half?
And whatever you have to do.
That's
That's
And
true.
then we criminalize it.
That's
Well,
right.
You know, yeah.
That's right.
You know.
I mean, I've had to overcome a lot of my own biases.
Right.
You know, I have met so many people who have lived so many experiences, and I look to a lot of my formerly incarcerated friends.
Right.
And, you know, I understand, like, oh, you had to deal drugs because that was the only way your kids were going to eat.
Right.
I'm so lucky that I've never had to make that
Right.
type
That
of
decision, yeah.
decision.
Okay.
And the fact that we've criminalized that because we can't come up with more creative and constructive solutions
Yes.
as a community,
Exactly.
as a government.
Yes.
What's going on?
Right.
Why is it so broken? You know, there's always money to put in another stadium or build another prison.
Yes.
It seems
Oh, yeah.
like, you know,
Oh, all the time.
That's
Or add
right.
to a prison.
Yeah.
They got more money. Listen, I've been taking a lot of statistics and doing a lot of research. They can make more money on lawsuits, on class actions, on taking money, and people started, but then the government always see it
Yeah.
to the end and get the money and put it in their, contingency fund. The people ain't got no money.
yeah.
The lawyers got the money, $15 billion, $20 billion. They get the money, but the people don't get nothing. So they have a lot of money that's in their contingency that they use, but they ain't gonna get nobody. How about the people that filed the suit? What happened to them?
They forgot-
So they got the money, so
they-
it's
they-
money there, believe
They
me.
got pushed off in the cracks.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if all of these people are filing these suits, okay, and then you got the lawyers fighting for this suit. The only person that's getting paid, like Stanley said, is the lawyers.
Yeah.
And the government. And I mean,
That's right.
in the town, that's it. But the people that started it are still going, well,
Where's my money? They got their hand
You
out,
know,
exactly.
You know, I mean, hey, wait a minute.
It's crazy.
So there's nothing they're not doing nothing for these people. And that's the whole thing right there. But these are people who are lining other people's pockets that are their buddies, their friends. Oh, let me introduce you to so-and-so, all right?
There seems to be a lot of that
Yeah.
going around.
It is.
And you have to have a friend in the government to get
Anyway,
them to get
What you
anywhere.
need, yeah.
So again, that's where the model of my campaign is, well, hopefully I can advocate for the downtrodden.
Well, you can, because you're on the show, and then you can just tell the people, give them an example, what you're gonna do at New York 58.
Well, I'm going to fight for fully funding our schools at the state level. I think that that's something really that would be absolutely instrumental in helping ease local tax burdens, which could help ease spiking taxes. It would help reduce rents. I think that passing the New York Health Act, which would create a universal single-payer healthcare system, would be absolutely instrumental in helping to take those first steps towards like true equality,
Okay.
so that everybody can go see a doctor
Right.
and not fear losing their home or, you name it, going into severe debt just to get the care that they need. And it's been shown by a couple studies that we could actually save billions and billions of dollars at the state level, which means we could actually create more jobs
Okay.
because there'd be more money floating around our economy.
Okay.
So employers could hire more people. People would have more money in their pockets to spend because they're not worried about outrageous co-pays for medications.
Right.
So I mean, these bills pass in the assembly. The New York Health Act has passed 4 years running now,
Right.
and it has 31 co-sponsors in the New York State Senate if it had one more co-sponsor, that would be enough votes to put it, that pass it into law.
Okay.
And then we would be able to force the hand of whoever is the governor of the state to sign it into law.
Right.
And I think having an advocate for working people would be instrumental, because there's a lot of us, there's millions of us in this state. And
Okay.
we have a lot of political power. Now's the time to realize that.
Right. Exactly, and that's what you want to do. So you want to, change things, because it seems like they want it, as it is, as they call it, status quo. They don't want to do anything, So you got to change the system, because it's already broken. So,
Been broken.
we gotta give a new one. You gotta rebuild this thing here, and the only way to rebuild it is to get new candidates. And you are a new candidate.
Definitely
that
fresh blood.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what you need. That's what we need.
Well, we're challenging a system that was, we have to be honest, like, who was this system designed to protect?
Right.
Wealthy,
Yes.
white,
right.
property
Exactly.
owners.
Yes.
Originally.
Yes.
And I say that we could make an inclusive democracy.
Right.
That the potential is there. We need to make sure that we gain some representation in all of it.
Exactly. And that's why we're here, to help you campaign and to put you out, put you out there, because people didn't see you. Well, they're going to see you tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, they're seeing you on what matters at the Roundtable, because this is what matters, you see? And this is what? September the 11th,
Patriots Day.
Patriot, the day that,
Shoshana.
9/11, my sister was down there helping people after that. She went and volunteered to go, and she wasn't even supposed to be down there.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And she down there volunteering, helping people. Hey, people put their lives on the line.
They did.
You know what I mean? And that stuff was crazy down there. That, there was all kind of, chaos, sickness, bacteria, everything,
The
asbestos, all of that stuff. And people helped, volunteer, and put their lives on the line, and it was, we ain't gonna say who fault it was,
Yeah.
but, that's another story, another episode, but we gonna say volunteer, the people who help.
Yeah, a lot of people stepped up.
Exactly.
Real people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The
volunteers. The
yeah.
Yes.
People came out of nowhere, living people, people that saw something and they made a move and went.
Do you want to share the phone number again? See if anybody.
Yeah. Well, this phone number here, live in the studio, is actually area code 607-272-0319. If you want to call in, maybe you can catch Amanda quickly, and you want to ask her a question, hey, she's here to answer if you want to. So guess what? You need to call quick, because our time, we still here. So, pick up the phone, do what you want to. She said she wants you to call, so pick it up. Talk to the people. Tell them what you're doing. Give them an example. Give her a camera, put on her camera. Let her talk to these people, because we need people to see her, to know who she is.
That's right.
Well, I've gotten on the ballot, and a lot of people seem to be resisting this movement. The real estate developers definitely don't like me. There's a lot of incumbent officials and formerly elected officials who've been resisting this push that I'm making, that we're making. And I think that is fuel for the fire. The fact that they're galvanizing against me, and this is a really good sign that we're making strides in the right direction. So if you're a registered Democrat and get out and vote on September 13th, Thursday, if you're here in the 58th district, the polls are open from noon to 9. It's your normal polling place. If we show up at the polls, things will change. I'm an advocate for working people everywhere, all kinds of working people, you know, from the undocumented dairy workers who want to organize their labor. I think that organizing from the ground up is what we need to do right now more than ever. We need to be focused on producing food locally and sustainably so that we are preserving our environmental heritage for future generations. We really need to start thinking about the legacy of the native peoples we displaced from this land and what lessons we can learn from them and how we might work with them in order to preserve our humanity for future generations. I've been shouting up and down a lot about climate change and how it's happening and how where we live is a very environmentally rich place to live because we have so much fresh water and so much agricultural land. We need to think about how we can best utilize our resources and share them with the world because it's what's going to have to happen if we really want to think about our children and their children and generations to come. This isn't about me or just this moment. This is about building something for those that follow. So,
Okay.
yeah, please get out and vote. You know, tell your family and friends to vote. I think that's the best thing we can do at this point in time until we can re-envision better systems that will work to serve the needs of our community.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good. That's our time. So this is who's on the ballot. Get out and vote. I'm going to get out there, you know, Thursday. You do the same, and we can change and put new blood in the Senate. And then we can start changing the other places, okay? Congress, the House, Supreme Court, all kind of. We could just, you know, the regular courts, county court, whatever. Just change it. That's what we need. We, you know, because they're running amok, you know. And we want to thank you for Amanda tonight, okay? We want to thank you for listening. And guess what? We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Put on the gun and make we farm up the ground. You know see from what here, too much blood a run. Put on the gun and make we farm up the ground. Them say global recession so food Africa in a ground. Put on the gun and make we farm up the ground. Me have to return to St. Anne's and left Kingston. When you plant a new crop, the world start clap. All you